Tomb Raider: The Angel of Darkness is the stupidest video game ever made. It ruined everything, not just Tomb Raider and my marriage, but everything. Now you're probably wondering, why make a video review of a game that came out more than 10 years ago? I mean, what kind of idiots would do something like that? Well, the truth is, I got nothing better else to do. And I always wanted to articulate all the things that I don't like about this game. So let's begin, shall we? Number 1. The transition. So Angel of Darkness was the first Tomb Raider game to appear on the 6th generation of video game consoles. That was the generation that had the PlayStation 2, and the Nintendo GameCube, and the Sega Dreamcast, and the Xbox One. That one. The first 5 Tomb Raider games were all pretty similar, and that's fine with me because I'm old and I don't like change. They were all fun adventures like Indiana Jones and James Bond movies. But I suppose to some people the series was getting a little stale, and since this was the first game on the PlayStation 2, I'm guessing that Core Design wanted to make a big splash, so they decided to change a lot of things. Which was stupid. Which leads me to the next item on my list. Number 2. Laura's Emo. Tomb Raider began in the 90s, but since it was now the 21st century, Lara needed a makeover. So they updated her to keep her with the times, and turned her into a moody jerk, like everyone else is nowadays. Lara's attitude is a perfect representation of this whole game. Dark, gritty, depressing. Everyone is in a bad mood.
Get out of here! Leave me alone!
When playing this, I started to miss the good old days. You know, when Tomb Raider was fun. But I guess it's kind of understandable why she's so different now. Especially considering that a pyramid fell on her face at the end of Last Revelation. So I guess I'd be emo too. But more on that later. Oh wait, more on that now. Number 3. The story doesn't make any sense. Before I go on any further, I think I should give a quick history lesson. You see, Core Design had the original Tomb Raider team work on Tomb Raider Chronicles, and they had this new team work on Angel of Darkness. But apparently that team had no idea what they were doing, so they had to bring in the original team and start all over. And since EIDOS gave them a deadline to finish it, a lot of what was going to be in the game got cut out. So because of this, the story has more holes in it than a slice of Swiss cheese. Now if you remember at the end of Last Revelation, Lara died. Sort of. Well, we knew she wasn't going to stay dead, but at the time it was a pretty big deal. In fact, remember this old Tomb Raider Chronicles commercial?
My name is Lara Croft, and I'm about to die. I only regret that part of my story remains untold.
So I was really looking forward to find out how Lara survived this ordeal. But at the beginning of this game, there she is. Just fine. So she had a pyramid fall on her face, but she got over it. Maybe she took some Tylenol. That fixes everything. Well, it turns out that there's this book called Tomb Raider: The Amulet of Power that explains how Lara survived. Great. So to find out, I have to read about it? Ain't no one got time for that. Anyway, she meets up with Werner von Croy, and I don't understand what's going on. Now, they were enemies in Last Revelation, but he was possessed by Set halfway through the game, so it wasn't all his fault. And he did get better at the end.
You walked away and left me.
No, he didn't. He tried to help you. Give him a break, Lara. He's old. And he did come back for her later. See at the end of Tomb Raider Chronicles?
We found her.
No, you didn't. You just found her backpack. Anyway, arguing happens, gunshots happen, and Von Croy is dead. So Laura does the very sensible thing and waits for the cops to show up and calls her lawyer. Or she can just run away, that's fine too. So now Laura has become the fugitive, and the authorities think that she's this monstrum killer. As a matter of fact, the game starts out like this.
The name of the latest victim was just released. A Professor Werner von Croy. A female, described as Caucasian, brunette, and wearing a ponytail, was seen leaving the most recent crime scene.
A Caucasian lady with a ponytail? Why not just say it's Lara Croft? I mean, most people in the world probably know who she is. After all, she is the person that found Bigfoot, for crying out loud. And why is it such a big deal that she killed Von Croy? I mean, she's killed lots of times. How about Natla, and Marco, and Dr. Willard? As a matter of fact, that broadcast should have went, "Be on the lookout for Lara Croft. If she sees you, she'll blow you up with a bazooka." Well, as long as she doesn't kill anyone else, I guess it'll be alright. Oh, shoot. What was I talking about again? Oh yeah, so Laura finds out that Von Croy got involved with this secret organization called the Cabal, and that they're trying to resurrect an ancient race called the Nephilim by using paintings, and the only way she can stop it is with shards. I don't get it. It gets kind of confusing. I'm an old man, and I'm a simple man, so a lot of these things kind of go over my head. The thing about these quest games is that sometimes they can get a little too complicated. The bad guys want to do this, so they need to get this, so you have to do this. Before you can do this, so you can do this, so you can achieve this. I guess it just comes with the territory. But with so much of the game cut out to meet a deadline, there's just a lot of inconsistencies, clues that just don't go anywhere, and things that don't connect with each other. Let me give you an example. At the end of the game, Laura meets up with this guy named...
Carell?
Yeah, him. Now, they have a conversation where he explains his evil plan, and they act like they met each other before, except they haven't. This is the first time they met on screen during this game. Hey guys, I think we're missing something. You wanna clue us in? In the end, the story isn't necessarily bad, just unfinished. Continued in part 2.